Hey everybody, in this video we're talking about M.2 SATA adapters, like this one here from Sabrent. I picked this up on Amazon this week and spent, I think it was between $10 to $15 on it. It wasn't too much. And right here is a Crucial MX500 M.2 SATA solid state drive. The nice thing about these M.2 SATA adapters is, for any reason that you need to adapt an M.2 solid state drive to a SATA device, you can. However, you can only do so with actual SATA M.2 drives, not NVMe. There's a difference. The NVMe PCI Express drives, they have to interface with the computer using a PCI Express adapter add-in card. You can pick these up on Amazon or Newegg or places like that, and they're just like an expansion card that has the M.2 slot on it that plugs into an available PCI Express 4-lane interface, and the computer's BIOS or UEFI would need to support the newer NVMe drives to support booting off that device. So this adapter looks pretty much the same as a 2.5-inch SATA solid state drive, but inside, once you lift the cover off of it, inside this device you have the M.2 slot to where you can install your M.2 solid state drive. So again, as I mentioned, does not work with NVMe drives. And here's a look at the packaging that this device came in. So what's neat about this device is, for any reason, as I may have mentioned, let's say if you have an older computer that you plan on upgrading to a new motherboard sometime in the later future, you could go in and purchase a M.2 SATA solid state drive and one of these adapters. Use the adapter to run the M.2 drive in the older system, and then later on, once you upgrade to a newer platform that has an M.2 slot on the board, you could then use that drive on your motherboard. So what I'm going to do is, the reason why I bought this is not to actually convert this SSD to SATA for long-term use, but really just for imaging it. This way I can interface these M.2 SATA drives with the Plexi, which has hot swappable SATA ports. That way I can load in the system image for these computers I'm building. These computers are for a specific client that have a special software image written for. I've went and slid the drive into place, and then you would secure it using a mounting screw, and they did supply the mounting screw and a little bitty screwdriver as well, which is nice. That good. I can add that to my collection of small precision screwdrivers. So this is the only screw here I need, because I'm not going to even bother with putting the cover on the enclosure, because it's just for temporary use only, just to image the drive so I can put it back in its system. See how the little bit of screwdriver they supplied works with this. Yeah, I'll be honest, it's much harder to work with screws when your screwdriver is not magnetized. Important thing to keep in mind is make sure your SSD is centered and in place. Don't need to tighten that screwdriver very hard. And what we'll go ahead and do is plug this into the ports here on the Plexi. Admire my messy desk, I still need to get cleaned up. Who has time for that? Here's our data, and finally our power. And there we are. It is plugged in. And now we'll go into disk management. And we should see our drive. Yep, there we are. So I'm going to just go ahead and initialize it with GPT. Actually, no, I need to do MBR. Because what I do is the image I use is an MBR image. But once I get it imaged into the drive and the drive installed into the machine supports UEFI, which in this case it does, I do an MBR to GPT command to convert it. So initialize it with MBR, and there's our drive. Can't get much more simple than that. Now if you were just using this for storage, you would need to of course create a new partition and whatnot, but I'll be taking care of that once I image everything over. So that's kind of a basic rundown of these M.2 to SATA adapters. They only work with actual SATA M.2 drives. If you have a newer, or if you have, not let's say a newer, but if you have a M.2 drive that is a PCI Express M.2 drive that uses the NVMe protocol, it's totally different. It wouldn't work with this. You would need to use the expansion card that installs into a 4-lane PCI Express slot, and also I believe your motherboard would need to support the newer drives as well, at least a boot off of these drives anyway. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Well guys, that's it for this one, but it doesn't have to be. There's plenty more videos on the channel to check out. Also, if you liked the video, please click the like button, and if you absolutely hated it, there is the alternative button as well. But yeah, please subscribe to the channel. I definitely appreciate it. And remember to click the bell so that we get notified of all updates. Also, if you're interested in things aside from computers and technology, check out my second channel. It's CubeComp MTDX. Over there you'll find videos about weather, elevators, bicycling, and pretty much whatever else I figure out to upload. So yeah, anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you for your support.